Hi there, my name is Unkim and we are going to take a look at Against the Storm in this video. I do have chapters below the video, so if you just clicked because you want to check some of the actual gameplay of the action, be sure to go below and just click it and go straight into it. Against the Storm, what is this? This is a city survival city builder where you take the role as a Queen's Viceroy. Basically, you are an envoy and you have to leave this big city, which is called the Smoldering City, go on expeditions to bring back food and survive the blight storm that is plaguing the world. The game has some roguelike elements, so as you can already imagine, the idea here is for you to upgrade your Smoldering City, you'll need to get items, mainly food and parts. You have to go on expeditions and do these expeditions in order to successfully finish them, set up your camps, and then upon successfully finishing them, you'll get these rewards that you bring back with you to the Smoldering City. It's not as repetitive as it seems because everything seems pretty much procedurally generated. The maps, I don't think you'll get bored. The game is developed by Eremite Games and published by our good friends from Hooded Horse. Alright, I'm gonna click play here, and a word of advice: in order to not make a video which will take an hour about this game, because trust me, there's a lot of content and a lot of complexity involved. But don't worry, there's a big and nice tutorial for you to get into the game. I might skip some important things. However, I do live stream on YouTube as well, so if you subscribe, you'll probably get a notifications, and I most likely will be playing this whenever it comes out. This is the Smoldering City in the middle. As you can see, the volcano, there's the city right beneath it. These are already some camps that I've created, so these are the results of my expeditions. Within this cycle, you have to go on expeditions, and you can see I have gone into 4 expeditions now, which is the number of the camps that you see here on the map. And at the end of the cycle, you are able to finish the cycle, as you can see there. And the map will reset. I guess it will be randomly generated again, so new biomes and regions will appear here with bonuses and so on for you to explore. And you have to go once again on expeditions. Let's get into the Smoldering City first. And inside the Smoldering City, you can see your stats. You have the buy upgrades. And this is nothing other, not a skill tree, but I guess a perk tree of some sort. It kind of gives you like bonuses and stats and things to unlock. As you can see here, embark goods, so you'll get some bonuses when you embark on a new expedition. There's also the deeds. This is basically achievements, but with a difference, because whenever you unlock it, and I actually have some that I did, so I can just click them and show what's going to happen. I will level up as soon as I'm unlocking these achievements. At the cap of experience, there we go, I leveled up, and I get each time that I level new stuff. So there are new citadel upgrades, and you can see that I've locked a tool shop, a brick oven. All of these are buildings, except for, well, I got a new trader. And what is this? Cornerstone. This is sort of a modifier, I guess, or a perk. You'll get these unlocks by playing the game, so new stuff every time. And there's a lot of content on the game already. And directly, you can also get these little bonuses. So as you can see, I gain 1 insects every time a woodcutter gets 2 trees cut down. So basically, by unlocking these, you also get better and better. Back to the map, and let's take a look at the planning for the actual expedition that we are going to do. So let's pick one of these, and I'm not sure. Let's see, this has 10 food, this has 12, so we're going for the 12. And the idea now is that, of course, you can name your settlement. Let's make it Unkim's settlement for this one, but you can leave it and it will basically randomize, give you a name. You can have some embark bonuses, so this is just stuff that you are going to take with you to make it a little bit easier in the beginning. You can go through the modifiers, which are important. You can see what the trees will give you. You can see the natural resources that exist on this tile here, which will again be procedurally generated. So we can take 6 humans, 3 harpies here with these items, or 9 lizards with these items. So I'll get the harpies and the humans, and we are going to get the food and maybe clay. Why not? Does it have stone? It does. So we're gonna go for clay because it's not existent there, and if we need it, at least we have 30, right? And embark. Here we go. As you can see, we start with our ancient earth and our storage. These are basically the buildings that are given to you in the beginning. The ancient earth, I would say, it's probably the most important one because it has a flame that will continuously burn, as you can see, and whenever that flame stops, well, bad things are going to happen to your villagers, and eventually you might lose the game. So you do not want to be out of fuel. Once again, these expeditions are somewhat complex and might take some time. These expeditions can take, I don't know, from 25 minutes to 45, maybe even an hour, I want to say. And if you even reach the point where you win, you can continue playing if you want to, because the game lets you. I'm going to just show the most important stuff and skip the other part. Again, I do live stream on YouTube here, so you're more than welcome to come by, hit me up with some questions, I don't know, look at the game, whatever you want. So you're more than welcome for that. For the time being though, I will skip some portions of the expeditions just to make the video a little bit shorter. Most important things on an expedition, the new building. You eventually, from time to time, you will be granted with the choice to get new buildings. Why is this important? Because you have sort of making a succession of things to happen, meeting nothing other than the conditions that you have. So let's say I have for this one, well, planks. You see here, planks? I have wood on the map, right? Because I have trees. So I'm going to be able to cut down the trees. With those trees, I can create planks. With those planks, I will be able to... Let me see if one of these... As you can see, the apothecary takes 5 planks and 2 bricks to be built. So if I go for the carpenter, maybe it's a good idea because I will have the wood, I will build the planks, and then I can get further buildings down the line because I already have the planks. So you see how these choices matter, because you can go through one line of the tree, let's put it like that, but then if you miss one specific building, you might get stuck there. Don't worry though, because there will be a lot of buildings, and even within the exploration of the map itself, you can get even more buildings. So it's not usually a problem, but it is important to make these choices. So I'll choose the carpenter here. Plantation, I always like to have some farm, which is very good to keep the food going. Usually, but that's just me, I like to put down the roads first. And I put the roads around whatever I already have. And the first thing that I like to do when starting an expedition is going for wood. I do want to prioritize this and this because I want to explore this too. So that's what I'm going to do. And for the time being, I'm just going to play this at the maximum speed. In the beginning, of course, it might be better to play a little bit slower. But since I already know pretty well how this works, I'm going to use the full speed. As you can see, we now have a different button there blinking for us, which is orders. And this is very important. Let me explain you why. The condition for you to win an expedition is the reputation down here. As you can see, you have 0 reputation. Well, I do. We have 0 reputation right now. And you have to reach the maximum here. Whenever you reach that maximum, you won the expedition. At the same time, you can see on the opposite side, you have a red one. This is the Queen Impatient. You need to get reputation much faster than the Queen Impatient impatience starts to grow. And this is how you play, this is how you win, and this is what you want to do. In order to increase the reputation, one of the quickest ways is to fulfill these orders. And you can actually choose, well, kind of. So I click pick here, and you can see that the queen gave me an order. I either can choose botanist or funding the expedition. And this is about meeting objectives. Remember, the buildings are also very important in meeting these objectives, because if the queen asks you to deliver, I don't know, 20 items of wine, you have to be able to make the wine, so, or trade for it. So as you can see, it's asking me for planks. There's also rewards when you finish this, so you can see that you'll get bonuses by fulfilling these orders. I think I'm actually going to go for the planks right now. Cut through the forest to discover 2 glades. Also very easily done. I'm already dealing with that right now, so we'll get on that soon. As you can see, that's the first one, and you see 1 out of 2. So new glade, and it has a copper vein, a herb node, and storm bird nest. So still, unfortunately, still no fertile terrain for us to plant. In here we have root deposits, reed field, and copper vein. Still no farm. And we can, if we go no orders, as you can see, we have deliver here, and with each, it will also grant us 1 reputation point, which is the thing that we need to actually win the mission. Let's do that. We get 1 reputation, and we meet one of these points, blue points, which grant us a new building. What we have: a bakery, provisioner, artisan, and temple. Other things important: shelters, which are houses for your villagers. Very important. Time for us to go and cut these trees now to explore these 2 glades and fulfill this order from the queen. Up here you can see that you have your assets, your items. You have fuel, you have food. You can keep a close eye on those, see if it's going up or down, to see what you need to do, or at least what you need to focus on. Oh, and here we go. See, we have fertile soil. We found out fertile soil, so we can build a farm here, so we can have more food. And there's also a small abandoned cache. This is another one where you have an option. You can get either the goods that are on the cache, and a perk is one of those, or you can send to the citadel, which means you get 10 amber. Amber is the coin that it's used on trading within the expeditions, and some reputation. So it's up to you. Basically, the game is all about making choices. Let's get rid of the trees here so we can get our farm going. And now, as you can see, this is also an important part of the expedition. It has started to rain, but a lot. It was already raining. It's always raining here, but it has started to rain a lot. What does that mean? That means, as you can see over here, that we are right now in a storm year, and this became active because it's the looming darkness. What happens is right now we get -4 to the global resolve. As you can see on the villagers here, my resolve is 6 and will become 3. My resolve is 16, it will become 13. If the resolve reaches like very low numbers, they eventually might leave, and it all becomes a problem. So you need to be very careful about these seasons, and there are a bunch of things that you can do to deal with them. One thing is you can sacrifice more fuel on your hearth, ancient earth, or you can meet the stuff that gives them some satisfaction. If my humans had coats, or a roof over their heads, for example, they will be a little bit happier. So you have to basically balance out the things that you do on this game and the choices in order to fulfill everything that you can and build reputation at the same time. One of our problems is that we are going to need planks. See? We need planks to create a farm, and we have no planks right now. That means we do have a lot of wood. That means we are going for, it was the carpenter, right? we need a carpenter in order to create the planks in order to create the farm. So we'll do the carpenter, but we also need fabric, and we don't have fabric. So we will also need to create the weaver, but the weaver takes planks. You see when all of this comes together? Okay, new choice for us. We have newcomers. We can take 9 planks actually if we take this one, and 1 human to harpies. Let's take that with the plank. We also need someone in the farm, and I'm going to actually move one of the humans to the farm because the humans specialize in farming. All right, as you can see, we now have a carpenter, we have a weaver. We also built a crude workstation to help us out a little bit and give us some more planks, bricks, and fabric while we need it. If you ever need, you need some sort of information or help, the game also provides you there. As you can see, you have the help menu, which is very detailed. You have the buildings menu. You can see information about every single building and the recipes that they contain. You also have the cornerstones. These are like the perks, the modifiers. You can see all of them. You have the traders, species, which is the race that I was talking about, and factions, which you trade with. So you have a lot of stuff. If you press T, you also get the recipes. This is very important. These are the things that I can already right now produce, and if I, for some reason, let me think, I wanted to do pack of crops, right? And I wanted to, because I had to deliver for an order like 10 pack of crops, but I have 0. So how do I create pack of crops? I can go here, I click it, and I see, oh, the makeshift post. By using roots or grain, vegetables, mushrooms, I can create 2 pack of crops, but I still have to build it. If I choose planks, you can see that I can make them on the carpenter or in the crude workstation, and I already have those. I have no build button here. Okay, another storm year went by, and as you can see, I picked up a pretty cool perk, which is I can see now what these glades are hiding on them. So as you can see, I know there's a large abandoned cache, there's a smelter for me to get if I want to, living matter, that's an event. And as you can see on one of my orders, which one is it? This one. I need to open caches. I need to open 2. This is one of my orders. So in here I have 1. I could possibly go around and look for one which had 2. And if I was lucky enough to find one with 2, I don't think I will. I could just open that one up. And the downside of this perk is that I do have the possibility to know in advance what's inside, but whenever I open that glade, one of my villagers dies. Well, I have to take that because eventually you get to a point where you have so many villagers that losing one, it's not that big of a deal as compared to knowing where to explore next. Alright, we should be very close to win this now. Maybe if we can finish a couple of these orders, we should be good to go. What do we get now? Stun production, sure. I need pack of provisions for both these orders. If I finish those 2, I'm done. I won. So let's take a look at the recipes again. We're going for pack of provisions, and we can see that the pack of provisions are being made in a makeshift post. I already have it, so we click it and opens up and scrolls to our makeshift post. And pack of provisions, we can actually increase the priority here, but it's red. That means I don't have herbs. Since I have so much food right now, I'm actually going to click the X and use X to do it. As you can see, pack of provisions, I already have enough to finish one of these orders. I'm going to do the one with wood because I have tons of wood. There we go. Settlement is complete. That means our expedition is over and we won. Now you have the option to actually continue the settlement or just go back to the world map, which we are going to do. As you can see, we now have 5 different camps, and the Blightstorm is almost here. So no further expeditions can embark during this cycle. Select the compass icon to finish the cycle. We click here. We have a small summary. We got 69 food, 11 machinery, 11 artifacts. We unlocked these 2 things, our level, our experience, and the cycle. I'll be honest, when I did see someone play this game, the demo I believe, I looked at it and I thought to myself, maybe this is not for me because it looked a little bit slow and I like to have some sort of action. But then I tried it out and my opinion on it completely changed, and it's now the opposite. Do you know those type of games where you think to yourself, well, I kinda have like half an hour, I will just do this mission. And then you start doing that mission, time goes by and 2 hours have passed and you think to yourself, oh wow, yep, this is one of those games, without any doubt. The music is just beautiful, as you can hear it right now. It creates this like smoothing and relaxed experience when the game sort of becomes your own white noise machine and you just relax while playing it. You kind of forget everything else and you only think about the next building that you need to get, or where is that next fertile ground you need to explore in order to build a farm. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the game in the long run, because sometimes, whether we like it or not, these roguelite sort of games kind of become a little bit repetitive. However, for a positive point about this one is that everything seems to be procedurally generated and there's a ton of content already available for it. So for the time being, I don't think that will be a problem. During all the time that I've been playing, I have yet to find a single bug, and the amount of content and new things I get to see every single time that I go on an expedition, it's quite amazing, to be honest. I'd say overall this is a very good game, and if you're into the genre, or even if you want something to relax with, I'd say pick up this one. It's worth it, trust me. If you like this video, I invite you to leave a like below and also hit that subscribe button so you can get the notification that I will probably be playing this sometime in the future. So feel free to come by, say hello, engage with the other members of the community, and once again, thank you for watching.